Hey everybody, welcome back. Pixel here for Gamer Fridge. Today we got an awesome video for you. Today I'm going to show you something cool that you can do with your RG35XXSP. You recall the last video. What we're going to do is something really cool. So some of the features I was testing out before, if you recall. If you haven't checked out that video, there'll be a little thing popping up. I'll have a link to it. We didn't have Bluetooth audio for one, so I'm going to show you down here. So I'm going to show you how you can turn on Bluetooth audio, so you can use Bluetooth headset. We're going to test it out with this little JBL speaker here I got sitting here. Let's switch over shots real quick. I'll show you how to use this or any other Bluetooth. Get the camera. So we'll show you how to use that, and added bonus with the software we're going to install. So we're going to change the software, and we're going to, let me see here. I'm sorry, I was wrong camera. So this is the speaker that we're going to use. Any kind of Bluetooth speaker is going to work. And then what we're going to do, as you can see, you can't see the screen on there because I got the HDMI. The HDMI still works when you do this. I'm going to switch it over. And then I'm going to show you something really cool. It's a different interface. It's a Batacera build fork. It's called Knulli. And what we're going to do, the big thing I wanted to show you guys was these ports, and you can play Shredder's Revenge on this thing. So yeah, so this is the final product that I'm going to show you, and I'm going to show you how you can do it yourself. There's a bunch of different tutorials out there showing you how to do this, and there's different ways you can do this, so it's not just one way. As you see, it takes a minute to load, and as we wait, I'm going to tell you that the way I'm going to show you is probably the simplest way to do it. It is a little more complicated than using the standard Ambernick software. The cool thing is you can just swap out these cards and use them for different purposes. So you can just use this for ports and stuff. But this right here, this is the PC version of Shredder's Revenge running on this. Now you do have to buy this, the Steam version, and the cool thing about this, I'm also going to show you, you can't play online, unfortunately, because you need Steam to play online. If somebody can get Steam working on this, that would be awesome. But the cool thing, we'll just go chill, is like when you select your hero, I'm going to show you, you have the DLC too. So if you bought the DLC, there is a way to add the DLC to this, and the force feedback works. It just vibrated and stuff like that. So, and I believe you'll be able to hook up another controller, and as you can see, I'm playing through HDMI. We can play this multiplayer couch co-op, at least. As you can see, it is working. It's been able to work for a while. I checked out a couple of videos right when this game came out. It was able to work, but I haven't seen anything about getting it working on the SP, so that's what I want to show you. And things have changed a little bit. There's easier ways to do this. This is a little bit of compiling, so the level of just being able to drop a ROM in and work that's not what this is. But I will show you how to do it. It is possible if you have a little bit of patience. And I'm not going to say it's completely straightforward and I didn't have any issues, but it did work. As you can see, I am playing it right now. So, all right, let's get to it. All right, the first thing you want to do is pick yourself up a micro SD card. I happened to pick a couple of these guys up. It says $9.50. I actually paid $7 for these at Walmart. Walmart has the Ion brand. They have a 2-pack for like $20. Those seem to work pretty good. Whatever your preferred choice of micro SD cards, go ahead and pick up one of those. So we need to start off with one of these, and And if you're going to be doing a lot of these, I recommend picking up a couple of them. You can get a good deal on these. You buy multiple, because you can do a lot of different operating systems with that. So first off, get one of those, and then we'll transfer over here. Once you got your SD card ready to go, we're going to download what's called Knulli. The K is silent, I believe, or Knulli, or whatever. And then what you're going to do is you're going to head over. I'll have the link in the description. It's a GitHub page. And what we're looking for is the install package downloads section right here. And then, so we're on Windows here, so we're going to be doing that. So you're going to do this first one. It's a .gz file, and what we're going to do with this file is we're going to download that and create the image for your SD card. So grab that and download it. I have already done so. And then what I recommend, there's a bunch of different ways you can do this, but for this tutorial I'm going to use a program called Rufus, and I just found it's just straightforward and it worked the first shot at it. So we'll go through that. I'm going to open this up and download these two programs, and then put them in a section where you know where they are, and we'll get to it. So we're going to copy those over to this desktop right here so we know where they are. So I'm just putting them right here just for tutorial sake. You can have them in your downloads folder or whatever. So we'll do that, and then I'm going to run Rufus. It's going to pop up. So this is what it looks like. It's plain and simple, and as you can see, it's showing my other card right here. So I'm going to take that out. You're going to need a micro SD adapter of some sort, and most of these come with. You're going to need the SD card part of that. So I'm going to video edit this, and all right, now I got it open. I got my micro SD card with the adapter. So what we're going to do is just put that in there just like that, and then we put it into our SD card reader. So we're going to transition over here. Now, as you can see right here, Rufus is seeing my no labeled 64 gig card. So you can get, and like I said, any size and stuff like that, but these seems to be pretty cheap. So now what we need to do is an ISO or disk image. We're going to hit select, and then it's going to pop up this, and we're going to go to our desktop, and we're going to see the Knulli folder, the package right there. You hit OK. See it, and it's ready, and you hit start, and it's going to give you a warning that it's going to delete everything. There's nothing on this, so it doesn't really matter. So as it starts, and give you an idea how fast it is, it's pretty quick. So we'll sit here and watch it for a minute. Now you can use other programs to do this, like I said, but I find this one is just straightforward. We'll see if this just plain works. Last time it did. There's other programs you have to like give them an email and stuff like that, but I found this just to be, you know, quick and easy. As you can see, it is almost done. There we go. All right, it took a little bit at the end there. It just checks for errors, and then it will tell you it's ready to go. It should be able to just pop into your machine and work. So I mean, it is really that simple. So that's what we're going to test out right now and make sure that our new card is working, and then we'll go from there on different settings we want to change when we start out. Okay. All right, now that we have our SD card ready to go, what we're going to do is we're going to take it, and then we're going to just put it in the Ambernick SP. Cards go in with the like upside down, and I took out the original card. Make sure we're doing this is just a one card setup. There is a way to do a 2 card setup, But we're just gonna keep it simple today and just do the one card setup. So this is where I did run into some issues. Now when I first did this, it was it gave me a weird screen, so we're gonna see if that does it. All right, so it's fully shut off, and then we're gonna turn it back on and see what happens here. All right, so took a minute there to get going, but it did. That was it. So that is how simple it is just to get a new operating system. And I'm going to turn that down a minute. There you go. You have a completely new operating system for your Anbernic and ready to go. Now this does come with some open source games. I think my favorite is for the Commodore. It's got a version of Fix It Felix Jr. on there. It's pretty cool. So we're going to go into showing you some things to change. We're going to work on that Bluetooth audio, and we're going to get that going. So all right, the first thing I'm going to show you guys is I hate the A and B, or the X and square, or whatever, the select and back buttons being reversed on all these menus and stuff like that. So Batacera does it too. So I'm going to show you how to switch the select and back buttons pretty easily. So what you want to do is you hit the start button, and it's going to give you this menu, and you want to come down to system settings, and right now you're going to be selecting with the actual A button on here until we change this. So you come down here, and then you need to go down to a developer menu right here, front end developer options. So again, hit the actual A button on the machine, and then we scroll all the way down, and we're looking for interface settings, and right here it's a switch confirm and cancel buttons and emulation. See, it's on, and we want to turn that off. So, and then you come down here and hit the A one more time, and then when you go out of it, you can, it's down to the X or the actual A button for if you're an Xbox guy. And if you're Nintendo and you're used to doing that, you can keep that, but that is how you switch that. So now everything is the way I like it. So if you're looking to do that, that is how you do that. Alright, the next step we want to do is get our Wi-Fi working. So again, we'll hit the start button, and then we're going to go down here to network settings, and then we're going to hit the B button, and then we're going to come down to enable Wi-Fi. Okay, so this is a little tricky. So what you're going to do is on the gamepad is you're just going to go over to the right and just let it sit there for a minute. It acts like it's not doing anything. It just takes a minute. So the first time it's just, yeah, so there it goes. So just be patient with that, because I was hitting buttons and going back and forth, coming out of the menu and stuff. I didn't think it was working. So you got to wait. And then you notice up in the corner now, there's a symbol to show networks indicator right there. So if you want to turn that on and off, you can. I like it on, so I'm going to leave it on. So now what you got to do, so now that the Wi-Fi is on, it's going to go and look for your network, and then you if you put the push over to the right again, it's going to give you actually you have to hit the button, I'm sorry. So if you hit the button again, select button, it's going to show you all your Wi-Fi settings, and then once you do that, and if you need to put a password in, you come into Wi-Fi key and type in your password right here, and you put that in there. So do that real quick. All right, so once you put in your password, make sure you have those little dots there. So yeah, after you put the password in, there's a little check mark on the right. Make sure you hit that so that shows up. And then once you have your Wi-Fi name and your password, if you need it, you hit back. Give it a second. It'll say Wi-Fi enabled. Hit OK. Now if you go back in, you'll see internet status connected. That way you know it's working. So that it's a little tricky. It's a little delayed. It has a little lag in there. So be patient and that will work. So that is how you get your network set up. Alright, now to show you the part that made me start all this is getting Bluetooth audio. As you recall, the AmberNIC software didn't have Bluetooth audio. But I found out the hardware can actually do it. So we're gonna, with the right software, we're gonna be able to do that. That's why we're using this software, Knulli. So what we need to do is hit start. Now, the second one says controller, but it also says Bluetooth and Bluetooth settings. I just got blind to that. I didn't see that before. But there you go. So you hit that and you come down and Bluetooth is already enabled. But we want to go down here to pair device manually. So if you do pads automatically, it will kind of try to find it. I did do it earlier and it kind of got in a loop. I had to reset. So it is still finicky. It's not. I do tend to run into things that crash and stuff when you're messing with this, but hopefully once you do this once, it will work. Okay, so you hit that and it should give you a list of everything that is available, and we are looking for the JBL Bluetooth speaker. There's my camera. There's 8-bit DO. There we go. The JBL charge. So we're going to hit that. This should connect. Takes a minute, it seems. All right, so there we go. It took a minute, but it seems to be connected. Now we want to go back and then try system settings, hardware, audio output, and then we're going to switch that to the JBL charge. Go back. And look at that. We have Bluetooth audio. So, of course, you probably don't want to be blaring that. But if you do, you can. So there you go. Bluetooth audio. You can get some Bluetooth headsets. And it should work. And that is how you get the Bluetooth audio to work. Alright, so now we got Knulli installed, we got your Bluetooth working, we got your Wi-Fi working. Now it's time we're going to install Shredder's Revenge. Okay, so you have to have all those things set up. Make sure your Wi-Fi, for sure you need the Wi-Fi set up if you don't want to use the Bluetooth. If you don't want to switch the A and B, you don't have to do that, but you can follow along. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go into something called ports. Alright, this is where the magic happens, and this is how we're going to be able to run Shredder's Revenge. Now, what we're going to do is click on ports, and we're going to come down here to install PortMaster. So PortMaster is a program, is a software that lets you put PC games modified so they work on the AmberNIC or Linux. So this is what we're going to do. So you only have to do this once. So you install PortMaster, you click it, it should automatically just start running. There it goes. Voila. So you only have to do that once, and then you go back to ports, and now PortMaster is there normal. So we'll click on that real quick. If you want to learn more about PortMaster, I guess there's a bunch of different games and stuff that you can add. you can do that. Do you want to upgrade? So this is where you need the Wi-Fi to do this. I'm just gonna hit OK and let it upgrade, and it will do that. It doesn't take very long. It's actually quite nice. It does everything for you. All right, so this is the kind of the main menu. It's very simple, nothing much to it. So what I will go to is for the Shredder's Revenge, we're gonna go to all ports, and oops. See, okay, so in this, A and B is reversed again. So in the software, so if you did that switch like I did, you have to, of course, use the actual A button on here. So we're gonna go to all ports, and I'm gonna just hit up and then find Shredder's Revenge. And so we're gonna if you hit A, show info, and then you hit install right here, and it will, this doesn't put the game on there, it just puts all the files and everything it needs to convert it so it's gonna work. You still have to buy Turtles, and if you buy the DLC, that can be added too. So there we go. So that's installed. So this is all prepped and ready to go, and we'll hit OK. Okay, so now we can go back and exit. Now when we go back to ports, we're gonna see Shredder's Revenge, but now if we hit it, nothing's gonna happen. So now we're gonna set that aside. We'll just let that sit there, and then we're gonna switch over to our computer here. Now on our computer, if you want to do this first, if you put in this command right here, so / Knulli / if you do that in Windows Explorer, you type that in and you hit enter, it's gonna find your AmberNet. So this is how you, because this is formatted for Linux, you're not gonna be able to just pull this out and add games to it. Okay, so what you have to do is use the network. Now you can format it and make it with a FAT-EX format and make it work, or you can add a second SD card and make it work. But for compatibility reasons, especially for running the Turtles, I'm going to leave it in the Linux stock because they say it's more efficient and it runs better. And it's not too hard. As long as you're on Wi-Fi, you're going to be able to like move stuff over wirelessly pretty quickly. So this is Knulli is the name of your device, and so if you go into shared, and then we go into ROMs and ports. Okay, so that's the tree. So it's Knulli shared ROMs ports, and then you're gonna have that new folder open with all the game file structure ready to go. Okay, the one folder over here called game data is the one we want. So you want to be in TMNT SR game data, and that's, you just kind of leave that there ready to go. And what we're gonna do is get the game files and copy them over to the AmberNet. All right, so next step is I'm going to log into my other computer real quick here, the one I have Steam on. Make sure you have Shredder's Revenge installed. If you bought the DLC, make sure that's installed and it's ready to go. So it needs to be installed before you do any of this. The next thing you want to do is either hit Windows R for run, or just look for the run command. Just type in run and it will come up. All right. Now the next command you're going to have to put in there is steam://open/console. Okay, you do that once, then it's going to give you this screen, and then it'll be an option in your menu in Steam once you do this. All right, so don't freak out here. We're going into line command and stuff like that. So this will open up console. All right, for the main files, and I'll put this up on the screen. It'll be download underscore depot 1361510 space 1361511. Okay, so that will give you you run that command, and then it's going to say downloading, and this does take a while. So just kind of, it takes probably a good 20 minutes. So if you don't have it installed, it's going to say missing. But if you do have it installed, it's gonna sit there and do it, and then when it's done, it's gonna give you the destination of where it put it, which is right here. And for me and most people, it's going to be in your C drive, programs file, Steam apps, content apps. So you just copy that. You're going to have to use a keyboard, hit Control C, go into your Windows Explorer and paste that in there, and it's going to bring you right to the files. Okay, that's going to make one folder. And now if you got the DLC, you're going to have to do the second part, which is download underscore depot 1361510 underscore 2348930. Okay, so you put that in there, and that will download. That one won't take as long because it's not as big, and that will be in a similar spot. That will give you the game files you need to run on the AmberNIC. Once you do those two things, you got those two folders ready to go. This is what they're going to look like. It's going to have a patch of the game intro. I guess the intro to the movie in the beginning has a glitch or something and doesn't work, so that's why that's there. And it'll ask you if you want to overwrite it. You say no. So we're gonna take game files and the depot, the first one. We're gonna Control A all that. We're gonna copy that, and we're just gonna paste it right here. So now what this is doing is moving all the files over to the AmberNIC right now wirelessly. And this is also how you add ROMs and BIOS files. You just look at the file structure. What you can do is take the original micro SD card and put it in your computer and grab all those files you need and just copy them over to the other card if you want to do so. As emulation goes, I'm finding some of them work better with this build, the Knulli build, and then sometimes it works better with the AmberNIC build. So having the option to just swap out cards and do both is a great option. So it's almost like you can get a little cartridge holder, and you can kind of just swap out operating systems as you go. And there is 2 SD cards in here. I don't know if you can dual boot, but I'm just going to kind of like put one card in, the main one, and just kind of like swap them back and forth and see if that works. That's my plan, at least having 2 different operating systems. I like the fact that this can play Shredder's Revenge, and you can do Bluetooth audio. I think that's a win-win. As far as being able to shut it and go into sleep mode, I don't think they quite gotten that yet. But I am also going to start the second batch of files. We'll put those in too. So we'll copy those files over, and then once that's done, we'll come right back. Okay, we got all the files copied over now, and now we can run it. Hopefully, we should be able to run it. We're almost done here. All right, we're going to switch back over to the AmberNIC right here, and then we're going to go into Shredder's Revenge. We're going to hit select. You're going to say pre-compile code, game code, and you're going to say yes. High compression, I'm going to say no. You can say yes. Re-encode the game intro movie. This takes about 5. We'll say no. And we'll let it go. So this does take a little bit. So once it starts moving, we'll just cut, and then we'll go right into it. Just give it a second here. This part's normal. Now I did have to do this a couple times. And what it's doing is patching all the files to run it with Linux, and then it's like compressing everything. Okay, so I was able to get it all compressed, and it did kick out one time. So if that happens, you might have to restart, shut everything down and come back, because when I hit the button again, it just kind of went black and then came back out, so it was acting like it didn't work. So what you have to do is completely shut it down, go back in, and it will run that initial setup again, and it will kind of skip ahead to where you left off. So it did take 2 tries. So don't fret. You can still get it to work. So now that it's all set, we can go down to Shredder's Revenge, and we can get a look at what we have here. There we go. Yeah, sometimes, depending on how much you encrypted it and stuff like that, it depends on how long it's going to take to load. So here we go. And there we go. It's got Shredder's Revenge. Now, it doesn't have that intro movie, because when you copy that file over, it took that out. For if you want to put it back in there and recompress it, you can. But here it is, Shredder's Revenge. We can go arcade, and the quick check here is that second step of installing the DLC. We will see. Here we'll hit start. Select your hero, and there's Cry, and I don't know who that rabbit is, but he's actually really good, so I'm going to use him. And if you beat this game completely, you unlock Casey Jones. So alright, let's see here. Skip this, skip out the intro. Jaw-breaking news. If you haven't played this game, it is completely awesome. Next step will be adding a Bluetooth controller, and you pretty much can play this multiplayer couch. Now, getting the online would be awesome. I know there is a Android version of this that you can play online, and that might be my next task or project, trying to get that working. But if I can't, this will suffice. Yes, this is definitely awesome. Alright, I hope that helps you out and you can follow along. I'll have extensive notes in the description. I will also have a list of the guides I use to do this. There's a couple of guides and stuff that we used to do these, and I will definitely put the links to those in there, as I couldn't figure all this out by myself. Retro Game Corpse, I'm going to give him a big shout out. He had a lot of good walkthroughs, and the PortMaster website had the walkthrough on how to do the Shredder's Revenge and stuff like that. So again, I will put those links in the description. If you have any questions, go ahead and pop them in the comments, and I will be doing my best to answer them. I know I'm not a total expert. If you want to have some more documentation, this is running fork of Batacera, so most of the documentation for Batacera will work if there's like button mapping issues, or where to put ROMs, or how to change backgrounds and stuff like that. All that's going to be in the Batacera documentation. And this is a really nice operating system. I like it. I like the fact that I can get Bluetooth. I like the fact that I can get the Turtles running. Is not as stable as the Ambernick one, so I'm probably going to be able to swap back and forth. You know, I'm just going to kind of pick and choose, and whatever works best in what operating system is what I'm going to use. So again, if you have any questions, leave me a comment, and as you leave, if you could help my sub count, I appreciate it. I am trying on my road to 1,000. We are really close, and if you can give me a thumbs up, I'd appreciate it, and share it with your friends, share it with anybody who has one of these, and we will see you guys next time.